The email notification blinked on Bonita Beth Brock's phone, another routine donation receipt from Daystar Television Network. After 27 years of faithful giving, she barely glanced at the messages anymore. But this time, a charge froze her mid-sip of coffee, $36,780.32 for ministry outreach. 2 months later, another for $60,416. Outreach. Brock's stomach knotted. She'd seen the photos splashed across celebrity sites, Daystar president Joni Lamb's extravagant Los Cabos honeymoon with her new husband, Dr. Doug Weiss. The luxurious 5-star resorts, private yacht excursions, and helicopter tours over sparkling waters suddenly clicked into horrifying focus. Her donations, the ones she'd scraped together for decades, might have helped pay for that paradise getaway. Brock's polite request for a refund wasn't about the money itself, though $100 a month meant sacrifices for the retired teacher. It was about betrayal. "Those funds were given in a godly manner," she wrote to Daystar, her words heavy with disappointment, "in which they were not used." She had donated believing she supported Bibles for China and African orphanages, not butler-serviced villas and diamond dust facials. Instead, leaked credit card statements revealed a disturbing pattern, significant luxury expenses coinciding with Lamb's personal milestones. The nearly $100,000 honeymoon charges appeared months before the wedding even took place. When Brock demanded accountability, Daystar's administrator, Barbie Harris, fired back not with explanations or receipts, but with scorching blame directed squarely at Joni's own son. "Jonathan Lamb has taken on such a corrupt spirit of greed and power," Harris wrote, accusing him of twisting any truth just to destroy and slander his own mother and even his deceased father. The paper trail, however, painted a far more damning picture than any accusation against Jonathan. Joni Lamb's June 2023 honeymoon extravaganza included a $28,000 per week villa at the exclusive resort at Pedregal, complete with infinity pools and personal butlers. Receipts detailed $15,000 spent on couple spa treatments, $12,000 for a private chef experience with premium tequila pairings, and $7,500 per day for a chartered yacht. The murky part emerged when these substantial charges appeared on Daystar's Ministry American Express Cardwell before Joni and Doug exchanged vows. Board member Tom Calenderer, a longtime Lamb family friend whose construction firm had received millions in Daystar contracts, later stepped in to retroactively gift these honeymoon expenses to Joni. This crucial decision reportedly bypassed formal board approval. "It's akin to using the Sunday collection plate to pay for a luxury sports car," observed nonprofit attorney Christine Jones, highlighting the ethical quagmire. Enter Jonathan Lamb, Joni's son and Daystar's former vice president. When these questionable honeymoon charges surfaced during a tense board meeting, Jonathan demanded transparency and justification. According to meeting transcripts, he challenged the expenses directly. "Show me the orphans who benefited from Mom's seaweed wrap." His skepticism was validated when Daystar's own chief financial officer confirmed the ministry's credit card reward points were woefully insufficient, covering less than a tenth of the costs. Jonathan's internal objections earned him the label of a rebel within the organization. Then came the nuclear revelation that shattered any semblance of family unity within the ministry. Last November, Jonathan and his wife Susie stepped forward with an explosive, heart-wrenching accusation. They claimed Joni Lamb had actively covered up the sexual assault of their 5-year-old daughter by a relative of a Daystar staffer. The alleged assault occurred during a network staff picnic. When Jonathan insisted on involving law enforcement, he alleges his mother intervened, pleading, "Think of the ministry's reputation." Board members then pressured him to sign a non-disclosure agreement, reportedly offering $250,000 for his cooperation in keeping the matter quiet. Jonathan's refusal to sign the NDA preceded his swift termination. Security personnel escorted him from the building he helped build, reportedly under his mother's silent observation from her office window. Daystar's public defense against the mounting allegations became a web of contradictions. Administrator Barbie Harris insisted donations solely funded legitimate ministry expansion and outreach, yet offered no plausible explanation for why Joni's sprawling $1.2 million Nashville mansion was categorized as staff housing in tax filings, or why the network's private jet logged numerous flights to Aspen ski resorts under the guise of pastoral retreats. Legally, attorney Christine Jones conceded, nonprofits often operate within broad loopholes. The IRS primarily cares if you're funding terrorism, not financing facials, she noted wryly. Morally, however, the situation delivered a gut punch to donors like Bonita Brock. "We trusted them with God's money," she whispered, clutching decades of meticulously kept donation records, her voice thick with betrayal. "They bought champagne and silence." Like, comment, and subscribe below as we delve deeper into how power can corrupt even the most sacred of spaces, turning ministries into personal fiefdoms. Jonathan Lamb's home office now resembles a meticulous war room. White boards stretch across walls, densely packed with timelines, names, and connecting lines. Boxes filled with shredded Daystar documents, rescued from dumpsters by loyal sources, sit stacked in corners. The personal toll is etched on his face. "My daughter drew pictures of her abuser for the therapists," he shared, his voice raw with a mix of anger and profound sorrow. Mom dismissed it as just family business that needed to be handled quietly. The alleged assault had occurred during what should have been a safe, joyful event, a Daystar staff picnic. Jonathan and Susie claim a trusted volunteer's nephew led their young daughter behind a shed. Jonathan's immediate demand for police involvement was met not with support, but with pressure from the highest level, his own mother, the president of the ministry. Her reported plea, "Think of the ministry's reputation," echoed the prioritization of image over justice and a child's well-being. The pressure intensified as board members allegedly circled, presenting a non-disclosure agreement and offering a significant sum, $250,000, for his cooperation, effectively buying his silence about his daughter's trauma. His steadfast refusal transformed him from a valued executive and family member into a pariah overnight. Cousins blocked his number. Lifelong family friends crossed the street to avoid him. Former colleagues he'd worked alongside for years averted their gaze. "I became the villain in their narrative," Jonathan stated, his frustration palpable, "simply because I refused to let them bury my child's pain to protect the brand." The financial maneuvers uncovered within Daystar suggest systemic wrought far beyond one lavish trip. Leaked financial ledgers spanning 2022 and 2023 revealed deeply troubling allocations. A staggering $412,000 earmarked for studio equipment, another $287,500 Mercedes G-Wagon. Consulting fees flowed directly to Dr. Doug Weiss's counseling center. Perhaps most egregiously, $1.8 million labeled as international relief seemingly funded high-end vacations in Palm Beach. Former Daystar accountant Maria Torres described a culture of intimidation when she dared question financial irregularities. After flagging a $55,000 Gucci invoice, Torres recalled Joni Lamb suggesting that Satan was attacking her discernment. The very next day, Torres found herself accused of embezzlement by Human Resources, forcing her resignation. Attorney Jones dissected the legal framework enabling this. Non-profits can pay reasonable salaries. As president, Joni Lamb effectively sets her own compensation package, currently reported as $850,000 annually plus expansive expenses. The controversial honeymoon, deftly categorized as a gift from a compliant board member whose own position and lucrative contracts depended entirely on her goodwill. "It's a closed loop of circular corruption," Jones stated bluntly. Bonita Brock's quiet act of defiance, demanding a refund for her misused $100, ignited an unexpected wildfire. Her story resonated powerfully, becoming a rallying cry. Over 1,400 former Daystar donors have since followed suit, demanding refunds collectively totaling an astonishing $3.7 million. Daystar's official response remains stubbornly consistent, form letters mechanically reiterating the claim that Jonathan Lamb's lies were responsible for all the trouble. However, leaked internal emails revealed a starkly different reality, one of escalating panic within the network's leadership. "If even 5% of these donors pursue legal action, we implode," warned CFO David Pell in one desperate message. The human cost of this financial and ethical crisis extends far beyond disgruntled donors. Ministries that Daystar publicly championed and claimed to support are now facing dire consequences. An orphanage in Uganda, expecting crucial funds, hasn't received its pledged support in 11 months. Director Kato Muburu's voicemail to Jonathan Lamb, pleading for help, laid bare the tragedy. "Children are eating only one meal daily," his voice strained with despair. "Please, tell your mother God sees this neglect." The Daystar scandal transcends the shocking implosion of a prominent Christian family. It has become a searing referendum on the dangers of spiritual capitalism, a system where genuine devotion is converted into financial currency, and self-proclaimed prophets live like modern-day pharaohs, insulated from accountability. Three stark, irreversible truths have crystallized from the wreckage. The illusion of accountability within such organizations is profound and dangerous. Board members, often selected for unwavering loyalty rather than financial acumen or ethical rigor, frequently function as mere rubber stamps for leadership's decisions. Tom Calendar's unilateral and retroactive gifting of illicitly used ministry funds for a lavish honeymoon perfectly exposes this systemic farce. Until nonprofits are legally required to implement truly independent oversight, auditors armed with subpoena power and free from leadership influence, donor dollars will continue to fund extravagant lifestyles rather than genuine mission work. Jonathan Lamb's abrupt firing laid bare the brutal priority system within powerful faith institutions. Protecting the brand supersedes revealing the truth, especially when that truth is devastating. The alleged cover-up of a child sexual assault follows a tragically familiar pattern documented in other religious scandals, quietly relocating predators, offering minimal compensation to victims in exchange for silence, and weaponizing scripture, "Touch not God's anointed," to intimidate and discredit whistleblowers who dare to demand justice and transparency. This case underscores the devastating human cost of institutional self-preservation. Yet, a powerful counterforce is emerging in the digital age: empowered donors. Bonita Brock's simple act, demanding a $100 refund on principle, sparked a wildfire of accountability, growing into a $3.7 million financial reckoning for Daystar. Social media platforms now bypass the traditional stained glass filters that institutions once relied upon. Victims can share their stories directly, courageous insiders can leak incriminating documents anonymously, and the court of public opinion delivers swift, impactful verdicts long before sluggish internal investigations or boardrooms ever convene. This democratization of scrutiny is changing the landscape of nonprofit accountability. As Joni Lamb reportedly continues filming new segments from her marble-lined home studio, the foundations of the Daystar empire are visibly cracking. Viewership plummeted 38% last quarter alone. Major megachurches, once proud partners, are severing ties and publicly distancing themselves. The network's very survival now precariously hinges on the desperate sale of its valuable satellite fleet, an ironic twist, as potential buyers include secular streaming services, entities far removed from its original gospel mission. For Bonita Brock, the path to healing began not with an apology from Daystar, but with a simple, transparent act of her own. She took her reclaimed $100 donation and gave it to a local food bank. "They showed me receipts the very same day, detailing exactly how it would help," she shared, a genuine smile breaking through the lingering hurt. Jonathan Lamb, meanwhile, has channeled his painful experience into advocacy, pushing for meaningful nonprofit reform, all while supporting his young daughter through ongoing therapy. "Some still call me disloyal for speaking out," he acknowledged, his resolve firm. "But protecting predators and covering up the abuse of a child? That's the ultimate betrayal of everything we claimed to stand for." The Daystar steeple may still physically pierce the skyline, but the profound trust invested in it by millions lies in irreparable ruins. From this rubble, a crucial lesson echoes with renewed urgency. True ministry isn't measured by the sleekness of private jets, the opulence of leaders' lifestyles, or the number of Instagram followers. It's measured solely by the tangible impact on shattered lives, the quiet restoration achieved not with millions, but often with the humble change left over from genuine sacrifice and transparent love. If this investigation into the corrosive nature of unchecked power and the enduring struggle for accountability within sacred spaces moved you, like this video, share your reflections in the comments below, and subscribe for more courageous truth-telling. Remember, the hardest revelations, though painful to confront, often illuminate the surest path towards genuine redemption and reform.